what are recurring illnesses, right? It's very, very important to understand that your body is the vehicle that you chose to take you through this journey in this lifetime. Now, each of us, sometimes we get unhappy with our body, but understand each of us chose this body. So I chose to be of this height, with this kind of a face, with this kind of hair, with this kind of skin. I chose this body, keeping in mind my journey. Okay, now let me give you an example. If I had to go from India to America, what is the vehicle that I would choose? I would choose an airplane. If I had to go locally, 20 kilometers in the city, I would probably choose my car as the best vehicle. If I had to go to a place where, and a beautiful island, I would choose to take a boat or a cruise, right? Just that way, you have chosen this body. So if you choose to be really tall, really short, or thin, or fat, or fair, or dark, you've chosen this body because it serves you, keeping in mind the life goals, agendas you have to accomplish on this journey, right? So I used to all my life always complain, like, why am I so short? I just wish I was, tall and, like a little lean and a toned up body. And I wish I was this, I wish I was that. And I kept having these, I wish. That list was never ending. But once I started understanding that I chose this body to be exactly like this, and I asked the question, what's right about being this way? Right. And I realized actually, I'm quite happy that I'm not like, 5'8" or 5'10" or 5'11" in height. And I don't have like an intimidating height, because I wanted to be like a healer and a happiness coach and a therapist and a somatic healer here in this lifetime. And I want to come across as approachable and as somebody who's like really tall and intimidating. Maybe that would have not been the best, keeping my life goals in mind. Right? So like that, I realized we've actually selected everything to be perfectly suiting us on this journey. So the minute you stop asking, what's wrong with me? Why am I fat and thin and tall and short and this and that? If you just ask, what's right about me being this way? How does this body serve me? How does it serve me to have this illness? Now, we're talking about recurring illnesses, right? So just the way your vehicle has an indicator, right? How much gas or petrol do you have? What is the speed you're going at? What is the temperature of your engine? Is it heating up? Are the airbags working? You have all these temperatures, indicators on a panel. When you see those indicators, you understand, oh, okay, I have to find the nearest petrol pump and go fill. Okay, I think the engine is heating up. Okay, I think the door is unlocked or my boot is open, right? When you see those indicators, you know what you're supposed to do. You immediately take the necessary action and your car is back on track. Just that way, the body gives you indicators, notifications, where it says, you're feeling tired, you're dehydrated, you are overexerting yourself, or this person is not right for you. Don't sign this deal or don't take up this job. The body is always talking to you and giving you signals. Now, how does it give you signals? Through feelings and sensations. The body either feels heavy or contracted when something's not right, or the body feels light and expansive when, like, imagine you're going to meet your best friend. How do you feel? You're beaming with joy, you're feeling light and happy. And you're going to meet that person who's always judging you and drains the life out of you, and you're already like, somebody save me, right? Your body is talking to you. Now, what it would love for you to do is to take a note, take that information and say, oh, okay, there's always this feeling when I'm going to meet this person. I always feel so heavy and drained. Maybe I should meet them less. Or let me find out what about this person is really triggering me every time. Right? And then consciously stay away from the energy suckers or the people who spoil you or drain you, and go more towards the people who light you up. Right? Now, over a period of time, when the body is continuously giving you notifications, but you are not listening because you're so busy with life, each of those emotions, those feelings, those failures, those successes, all those things over a period of time, when left unprocessed, start getting stuck in the body. They start clogging your cells. Physically also, physiologically also, research has proven that when you don't process your emotions, that creates a stuck, that literally clogs the movement of information and acids in your body. When clogged, the cells which are nice and round and healthy start becoming out of shape, and that then starts causing illnesses. Now, recurring illnesses is your body trying to tell you, hey, you've left some anger unprocessed here. You've left this sadness, that jealousy, this stress you're taking, this overwhelming feeling about the finances, all these things you've left unprocessed. Can you just process them? That's what your body is trying to tell you. Again, depending on which part your illness is coming up in, right? Whether you have a headache or a migraine, or you always have a runny nose, or you're very susceptible to colds and allergies, or it is something to do with the throat or chest or digestive organs or genitals or feet, knees, hands. It doesn't matter what. Every illness is giving you information about yourself. Something from your subconscious mind that wants to come up to the conscious. The only way it does that is by creating an illness, because you haven't been listening to the whispers. So now your body has to shout and scream to get your attention. Okay? So far, so clear? Okay. Now, let's take some of the examples of recurring illnesses. Now, I had a client who would get very regular migraines, right? Now, she had not come to me to heal her migraines. She had come to me because she was going through a very difficult phase in her life, and she wanted to just process those emotions. And after she did 1 or 2 sessions with me, her migraines, which were like a 12 on 10, the migraines that were so bad that she needed to bang her head on the wall, or she would put absolutely hot patches here just to numb the pain in comparison. These things went away completely after she processed her emotions and all those pent up feelings right from childhood, things that had been happening in her life. When she processed them, which means she looked at what it was, she consciously addressed that phase of her life, she released what she needed to, she learned the lessons she needed to. And once that entire processing was done and the emotions were out of her system, she realized after a month that, hey, I haven't gotten migraines, which were so common for me. I've stopped getting them. Another example, I had a client who came to me saying, 365 days, I have a cold. 365 days. Okay. And I said, okay, let's work on it. We worked on it. It so happens that his father had passed away. And since then, he had got these colds. Now, I did a whole processing, helped him find closure, helped him reconnect with his father in spirit, and, just have a closure conversation with him, imagining that he was in front of him. Once he finished that, and he just came for 1 session, and then he never came back to me, and I never really followed up with him. I bumped into him again after 3 years, and I just asked him, I said, hi, how's your cold? And he said, what cold? I said, don't you remember you used to come to me with this runny nose? Your nose was always red. And he said, yeah, that cold has never happened after that session. I said, thank you for acknowledging. And this is the beauty of your body. Once you take the message, it's so gone, you'll even forget it existed, right? And only when I met him and asked him about it, he realized, oh, yes, I used to have these colds and they're completely gone. Another case, there was a little boy who came to me. That was my first child client. He was 10 years old. His parents brought him to me after seeing my TED talk on recurring illnesses, on the mind-body connection. And they said, we've gone to all the pediatricians and, ENT surgeons, and his nosebleed doesn't stop. 5 times a day or 6 times a day, a vein in his nose bursts and it starts bleeding. It doesn't matter. He's writing an exam, studying, having a bath, eating his food. It just bursts and it's like a mess all over. Now, when I worked with that child, of course, I had to use metaphor therapy because, as a child, he didn't understand much. He didn't even think of too many things that were wrong in his life. He saw a cat chasing a mouse. That's all he saw when we, connected with his body. But in that, I understood he was feeling helpless, because when the cat chased the mouse and ate the mouse, and he was like, I didn't know what to do. I realized that deep down, he's feeling helpless. I don't know how to fix something that's happening in my life. It could be with parents, it could be with family, it could be with finances. I didn't get into that. All I taught him was how to reprogram him, how to handle a helpless situation. From that day, his nosebleeds stopped, and his parents keep thanking me even now. They say that We have never experienced or never thought we would get rid of this. He's never been for a school picnic because the teachers are always like scared, just keep him. We don't know what to do. But after this session, he lives like a normal child, right? Now, understand, it doesn't matter whether it was migraines or it's a stomach ache. I've treated stomach bugs, which were there for 18 months, every single month, and suddenly they are gone. Why? Because you connect with the body, you take the message. The body has nothing more to trouble you for.